Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Coffee Ken here. Do another guitar review, or another guitar review. Actually, this is probably one of my first guitar reviews ever, but you guys don't know that. Anyhow, we're gonna do a guitar review of a super cool guitar. This here is a Silveray guitar. It's a new brand of instruments, new line of instruments under the Silveray brand. This particular model, I forget the exact name. Maybe I'll put it on the screen if I do a little edit here in iMovie. Super cool guitar. I'm very excited to talk about this guitar and review this guitar today because it's exceptional quality for the price point that it's at. So these go for about $259, and I believe that's what they're mapping at, and that's what they're selling for online. There are a few different models in this particular Silveray line. They have them different pickup configurations and different finishes available. But one aspect of the guitar that seems to be consistent through the whole line, at least at this point, is the overall body shape. So they have this kind of a more of like a smaller and modern shaped style of a Les Paul kind of a vibe. So it's that single cutaway, but you know, it's got the sharper point here. It's light, it's small, it's comfortable. It's like, you know, it just kind of hangs right up there on your leg, and you barely even notice it's there. It's just super light and comfortable, and there's nothing really in the way on this guitar. It's a lot of fun to play. I really like the tone. Speaking of the tone, it does have a 5-way selector switch, so you can get 5 very distinct tones that contrast one another greatly. There's one setting on this particular 5-way switch that it's almost like you roll the tone back. I'll show you here in just a couple of minutes what I'm talking about and some of the details of the tonal characteristics of this guitar. But first, let's just break down as much of the aspects and the specs of the guitar itself. There's nothing here like super name brand other than there is a new bone nut, so it does come with a new bone nut here, which is nice. That's a brand that you're starting to see on a lot of guitars. Quality, you know, nuts and saddles that they offer. I don't know exactly the material that they use, but I believe it's some sort of a dense plastic that resonates well. And anyhow, it does have the new bone nut, and it does come equipped out of the factory with Diodario strings, so that's cool. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of it here. So like I said, you get this kind of a modern take on a Les Paul shape. If you can see the finish here, it does have kind of like a flame maple top. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up at all, but it's a very nice finish. You get a nice cream binding, and even the back of the wood, you might not pick up the detail, but you can actually see the grain of the wood in the back. Now, I don't know if these are veneers or if there's actually a layer of legit high-end wood. You know, it's like flame maple here, and I'm not really sure. You can just see the grain of the wood in the back. I'm not exactly sure what kind of wood that is, but it surely looks nice. So anyhow, moving on. This particular guitar this might even be called the Nashville, now that I'm kind of remembering here, if I have that correct. This is like a telly kind of a vibe or styled guitar, in that you have that telly style bridge with the you have the single coil here at the bridge. There's nothing in the middle position, and then at the neck You know, in tellies, they vary. Sometimes you'd have that like soap bar pickup. Sometimes you'd have a P90. Sometimes you'd have a humbucker. It really depends. Well, this particular configuration here, they give you like a mini humbucker. And like I said, the tones really vary quite a bit by using this 5-tone selector switch. So it really does give you a lot of versatility in the different types of tones that you can get. So it's very cool, super cool guitar. How does it play? It plays fairly well. I have to say that coming out of the box, I know I could get this guitar to play a lot better. So coming out of the factory, the bridge could be lowered a little bit. If you know how to do guitar setups yourself, as I do, I'll just set the guitar up. I could have set it up for the review, but I wanted to just kind of give you, hey, coming right out of the box, if you buy this thing, what are you getting into? You know, what are the pros? What are the cons? Give a nice unbiased review here of the Silveray guitar. So I feel that the action is just a hair on the high side. This is again coming from somebody who plays extremely low action on all of his guitars. I have a Les Paul, I have an SG, I have an AXL Strat copy with Lindy Frillin pickups. Going back into my old hard rock days, I have a 7-string Ibanez. They all play really well because I set them up with low action. Now, some guitars you try to lower the action, you might have an issue. Why? Because the frets are not leveled. They're just not. You ever pull a guitar, like sub 300 guitar, you know, $250 range, you pull it out, certain aspects you like about the guitar, but there's that one fret that you hit and it's like buzzing out and it's fretting out and it sounds terrible. It makes you want to take the guitar and throw it out, give it to a friend, return it, demand your money back. I don't know, drives you nuts, right? Well, this guitar here, I've only gotten one so far, mind you, so I have to probably get a few more of these in the shop to see how consistent they are. But at this point, the frets are leveled. If I play up and down, I'm playing purposely not through the amp here, so we can hear if there's any buzz coming right off the guitar. There's no real buzz that I'm hearing outside of your normal fret noise that you might hear. There's certainly not one fret that sticks out. So I would give it an A+ there. Let me point one negative on the frets, okay? We'll give the positives, they're level. The most important things to me are they level. I don't want to have 1, 2, or 3 or multiple frets sticking up and causing fret buzz on certain frets. Like I said, then you go to lower the action in it and you'll lose those notes, you know, virtually completely. We don't want to do that. I could lower the action on this and I wouldn't be concerned about having certain frets buzz out. The edges of the frets are clean. You don't get that on some of the more affordable guitars. You know, you feel like you could practically cut your fingers off just running your hand up and down the neck. This guitar doesn't do that. It's very comfortable. So, we're getting over that. What do I not like about the frets? Well, glad you asked. And if you didn't, too bad. So, check this out. The frets, if I had to guess, okay, I wasn't there in the factory, but if I had to guess, they leveled them, so they were filed and leveled, they've crowned them, and then they probably maybe gave a little bit of a file there at the end, but a polish, I don't think they polished them. Here's why I think that. If I push down on the fret and I run it up and down, it feels a little bit gritty. It doesn't feel silky smooth like I'm used to on other guitars, especially higher end guitars. Is that a deal breaker? For me, definitely not. It's not. It's nothing profound. I could still play this, and once I play through an amp, I might feel it a little bit, but it's not bad at all. It's still bend notes, and it's not getting caught up on a fret, let me put it that way. But is it the smoothest polish I've ever felt? No, definitely not. So what would I give the fretwork overall out of a scale of 1 to 10 for a guitar in the $259 price point? I'd still give it a 9. Honestly, I would. As you play these guitars, they're going to kind of wear the, you get the little grooves on the frets after you wear them in. You play this guitar and break in 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of strings, and the strings themselves are going to kind of polish the frets in, if you will, just by playing it. So that doesn't concern me for, like I said, for guitar at this price point. If my Les Paul came in with a finish like this, I'd probably be upset. On a guitar at $250, $259, doesn't bother me. That'll work itself out. They're leveled, I'm happy. So let's give it a 9 on the frets. Okay, setup. It comes out of the factory, a little bit high action. Not awful, but for me a little high. I'll probably drop the bridge, quarter turn on the neck. And if I want to go the extra mile, I'll probably pull out my files and file this new bone nut down the tiniest bit. You don't want to go too far, and then your strings are rattling against your first fret. You don't want to do that. Don't go there, folks. Don't do it. But for me, I like being able to bar an F chord and not feel like I have to turn my finger into like a human capo. I want to be able to comfortably press an F chord and not feel like I have to strain to get that bar on the first fret. And when a nut is cut, in my opinion, there could be luthiers or people who work on instruments that might think I'm crazy. This is just my opinion. When I feel like I have to press a little too hard, to me that's an indication that the nut grooves could be ever so slightly lowered. That's just my preference. Might not bother you. It's definitely not out of control. It's just a little higher than I'd like. So I'd probably file them. If I file the frets and do a setup, I'd probably put this guitar at about a 9.4 to a 9.6 in playability. So there you go. Plays very well. The neck has that satin finish, not a gloss finish. So your hand is very comfortable in the back of the neck. It feels very comfortable. It's not like a big baseball bat either. It's not like an Ibanez super slim neck, nor should it be, I don't think, on this kind of a guitar. It's definitely a little on the narrow side. You feel like you can reach your fingers right around there, right around that neck very easily. And it's, like I said, it's just the right thickness, in my opinion. Not overly thin, but it's not like, baseball bat thickness on the neck either. It's just a nice midpoint, in my opinion. Tuners, let's talk about the tuners. That's where I think a lot of guitars in the entry-level price point fall off the cliff. It's like, oh, this guitar plays nice. This guitar sounds nice. It looks nice. Okay, let's tune it. Big explosion right off the cliff, right? Okay. The tuners on this guitar are the Dazmag McSchnazzle. Wait, what? The Shiz Niz McDizzle? The Niz Biz McGit. Okay, they're really good. I like the tuners here. Okay, don't even ask me. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I hope Snoop Dogg doesn't see this. Okay, so check this out. So, the tuners, in my opinion, on this guitar, which on most affordable guitars in the $200 to $300 price point, that's the weak point. There's a lot of slop in them. They don't hold. A lot of tuning issues also can happen in the nut. I know that, and tuners get blamed for them. I get it. Anyhow, tuners can be the downfall of affordable guitars. These tuners rock. Normally, it's the first thing I would change on a guitar. At the price point, I would keep these. I dig them. That's just my opinion. I don't feel like it has that extra slop or play in there. You turn the knob, and you almost immediately you hear the difference in the pitch of the string changing as you turn it, which is what should happen. That is a tuning peg, right? But come on, you know what I'm talking about. Grab that $150, $200 guitar. You know what I'm talking about. you know, you turn it and you can go an eighth, almost sometimes up to a quarter turn, and you hear nothing, and then all of a sudden you can feel the gear clicking in. These are tight, man. I like them. Okay, I like them. These feel very precise to me, so I'm feeling it. Okay, let's hear a couple tones, dirty, clean, and we can wrap this review up, and then you can decide whether or not this is something that you would consider buying. So, clean tones, ready? I'm going to start actually at pickup. I'm going to start the pickup in position 5. Position 5, most likely, well, with distortion on, it buzzes, so it might split the coil. I don't know. We won't get into there. Anyhow, clean channel position 5. Ooh, it's out of tune. Sorry. That's sharp, the B sharp. Much better, much better. Okay, A minor 7 chord here, or an A minor 9. Okay, position 4, A minor 7, A minor 9. Remember that position I told you that sounds very jazzy? Sounds like I said, it was like the tone, you rolled the tone off. Well, that's position 4, ladies and gentlemen. All right, yeah, very warm sounding. Huge contrast from the others. Anyhow, let's move on. Position 3. Very chimey. Let's compare that to position 5. Very similar to position 5, but even chimier. It's even thinner. Position 2, even thinner than position 3. Position 1, even thinner. So I think it's incorporating more of the bridge pickup, maybe? I don't know. You can check out stag.com, see if there's more information there. I'm just going by how it sounds to me. So position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, position 5. There you go. Dirty tone. Let's put the distortion on. Position 4. Very creamy. Position 3. Position 2. But I can really get the harmonics on it. Yeah, I like this guitar. Position 1. All right, so one more. Position 1. Position 2. Position 3. Position 4. Position 5. So there you have it, folks. Clean and dirty tones. The Silveray, I believe this is the Nashville. Please don't hate me if I'm wrong on the model, but it's the Silveray. Nonetheless, beautiful finish. 259 set neck. Plays well. Sounds really good. Tuners are solid. By the way, I already turned the volume in tone pots. I forgot to do that on this video, on like the other 6 videos that I tried to do that I totally messed up. Finally got to this video. This one will hopefully get posted. Hopefully I don't watch it back and say, wow, sound like a complete moron on that video. Anyhow, hopefully that doesn't happen. But hopefully this video gets put up. And on this one, the volume and the tone knob both did not display any signs of scratchiness in the pots. And so I think the electronics are of decent quality. And My overall rating of this guitar, I would probably put this scale 1 to 10 with everything factored: playability, tone, aesthetics, price. I'd give it a solid 9.34287. No, a 9.2. It's a great guitar. If you're interested in buying one, give us a call at 978-613-2255. You can also go to our website at alphaomegamusicstudios.com. We are also a full production recording studio with a live room, big, good size live tracking room, 4 isolation booths. We're in the control room of the studio here now. We have an AMEC Big 44, Orion 32 Plus, digital AD and DA conversion / interface. Go into our Mac, outboard gear here too, to give you some different flavors. So if you're looking for recording, artist development, give us a call for that as well. Hope you guys liked the video, and I hope I was entertaining but not too goofy. But nonetheless, hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day. Hope to see you around. All right, take care.